At times, the entertainment industry can be rather brutal. The Hollywood paparazzi have a habit of snapping pictures of stars and then making fun of their bodies. The unfortunate reality is that internet trolls also take pleasure in participating. Keely Smith, who is married to actor Pierce Brosnan, is one individual who has been the target of such malicious comments. Her recent dramatic weight loss has turned attention and put her detractors to rest. Pierce Brosnan and Keely Smith's unlikely meeting and subsequent triumph over adversity is puzzling. How did they come to be so in love and tie the knot? Watch the video to find out why Keely weight reduction has captured the hearts of so many. Keely Smith has been an inspiration to Pierce Brosnan ever since they crossed paths a few years after his first wife died. Also, he has been there for her through thick and thin, particularly while she has been sick recently. In case you were unaware, Pierce Brosnan's rise to international stardom was far from smooth sailing. The data clearly show that he had modest origins and persevered through many obstacles to realize his ambitions. He has now achieved the status of one of the world's most revered and beloved actors. Over the course of his 40-plus-year acting career, Pierce Brosnan has become a major player in Hollywood. Despite his immense fame from his portrayal of James Bond in the acclaimed espionage series, he has been in a plethora of other critically acclaimed features and TV series. Brosnan made his theatrical acting debut in the early 1970s, performing in a number of shows in Ireland and London. His next stop was television, where he was a regular on shows like Remington Steele and The Professionals, both of which were British programs. His portrayal of the slick and cultured investigator in Remington Steele catapulted his career and public profile to new heights, and he became a household figure throughout the world. Brosnan's brilliance, charm, and relentless commitment to acting have brought him great success. He has been a relentless worker throughout his career, challenging himself as an actor with a diverse range of parts. Despite his first wife, Cassandra's critical illness, he managed to care for her and work on several big film projects at the same time. Brosnan persisted in his acting profession and never wavered from his commitment despite these setbacks. After losing his first wife to death, Brosnan had to deal with the emotional and professional challenges of moving on with his life. His future wife, Keely Smith, was there for him through thick and thin during this trying time. But before we hear about how they met, fell in love, and witnessed Keely's weight loss journey, let's take a look at Keely's background and profession. The 1986 music video for Huey Lewis and the News' Stuck With You featured Keely Smith as the primary actress, marking her entrance into the entertainment field. After this, Keely had a few bit parts in films and TV shows in the 80s, but she ultimately shifted her career emphasis to documentary filmmaking and journalism, motivated by a strong desire to speak out against environmental injustice and promote animal rights. She has been actively involved in a wide range of environmental and animal rights causes through her journalism and documentary filmmaking. As an outspoken supporter of safe environmental practices in places like Mexico and Hawaii, and an advocate for the preservation of marine life worldwide, Keely has made it her mission to raise awareness about the pressing environmental problems that our world is experiencing. Concerning this, Keely's dedication to environmental action was greatly impacted by her childhood on the island of Oahu. She had an intense passion to preserve Hawaii's natural wonders for the benefit of future generations as a result of her upbringing in such an idyllic setting. The gorgeous Kauai landscape and the artistic Malibu beachfront are now Keely and Pierce Brosnan's home bases. Not only do they live here, but these homes also serve as centers for their ongoing environmental activism and campaigning. As a journalist and a volunteer, Keely Smith has been involved with a number of environmental concerns. Among her many causes, she has devoted herself to campaigns for clean water and air, the abolition of nuclear weapons, and the preservation of wetlands and marine creatures. Keely has also been very interested in efforts to promote environmental education in schools and to preserve endangered animals. Her efforts to improve the lives of animals and protect the environment have been well recognized. For her dogged persistence in safeguarding endangered animals and the environment, Keely has received accolades and recognition from a wide range of groups. In addition to her work with environmental groups, Keely also makes good use of her engaged and large Instagram following to bring attention to critical social justice and environmental concerns. She hopes that by sharing her knowledge and experiences, she will motivate people to do their part in creating a better world. I'm not finished yet. Even though Pierce Brosnan's wife, Keely Shea Smith, has become rather famous and frequently seen in the company of other A-listers, she was a relative newcomer to the entertainment world in the 90s. At this period, she would cross paths with an actor who, while accomplished, had not yet achieved his pinnacle of fame. The original power couple would be born from their union. Keely became famous as an entertainment reporter before diving headfirst into environmental activism. While working on esteemed programs such as Entertainment Tonight and Today, she interviewed A-list celebrities. Cameron Diaz, Michael Jordan, Madonna, Oprah Winfrey, and others were on her roster of famous people to interview. In 1994, Keely met her future husband for the first time at a party in Mexico. She had come to interview Ted Danson for her assignment when Pierce Brosnan saw her. Keely was a correspondent for Good Morning America and Unsolved Mysteries before joining Entertainment Tonight and Today. The varied work of Keely Shea Smith extends well beyond the realm of entertainment journalism. The fields of environmental education and gardening have also benefited greatly from her work. She first dabbled in this area when she appeared as a vegetable and plant expert on ABC's Home Show. With this visit, she officially became a regular contributor to the show as a gardening reporter. Additional possibilities in television came Keely's way as a result of her skill and enthusiasm for gardening. Her green aptitude and helpful gardening tips continued to captivate viewers during her time as a gardening reporter for Good Morning America. Home Green Home, a PBS how-to series for home gardeners, was also conceived and hosted by her. Thankfully, people paid attention to her TV job. Among Keely's many accolades are 2 Genesis Awards and the Environmental Film Festival's Special Achievement Award for her work in environmental education and gardening. Her commitment to raising environmental consciousness and encouraging sustainable practices is demonstrated by these honors. Even though Keely wanted to be a model at one point, she didn't stick around for very long. The Chicago Tribune published an interview she gave in 1995 in which she discussed her decision to retire from modeling. She quit modeling and went into acting for a year after realizing she was spreading a beauty myth. We are captivated by her decision because it demonstrates her genuine character. The narrative of how their love bloomed is about to begin right now. In spite of the many difficulties that come with being a public figure, Keely Shea Smith and Pierce Brosnan have remained a strong power couple for over 20 years. Their unwavering love and devotion to one another has allowed them to weather the storms of fame without a break in their relationship. A recent interview saw the happy couple reminiscing about their courtship and sharing the keys to a happy marriage. It all started on a picture-perfect Mexican beach in 1994. At this same spot, Keely and Pierce's paths first crossed, and their chemistry was palpable. They hit it off right away, and soon enough they were embarking on a path of love and friendship. Pierce had suffered romantic heartbreak following the death of his first wife, Cassandra, and had to cope with the isolation and difficulties of being a single father before he met Keely, 7 years later in 2001, during a lovely ceremony in which they promised to spend the rest of their lives together. At the time, Pierce Brosnan was still on the cusp of stardom thanks to hits like Remington Steele, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Mr. Johnson. However, he suffered a personal tragedy when his first wife died while he was filming Mr. Johnson in Africa. Brosnan had a lot on his plate at the moment between his job, his children, and his ailing wife. Brosnan was devastated and confused about what to do after the death of his wife. Even though he was overcome with sorrow, he realized he had to keep going for the benefit of his children and himself. He met his future wife, Keely Shea Smith, during this trying time, and she was a source of comfort and strength for him. A few years after Brosnan's first wife died away, Keely became an unwavering support system for him and their children. With her steadfast love and support, Brosnan overcame the difficulties of being a single father and the loss of his wife. Keely's sympathy and generosity helped Brosnan overcome the sorrow of his loss, and her presence brought hope and brightness into his life during a dark and painful period. There is more to come. Their first meeting, according to Keely, was thrilling. She had an immediate impression that Pierce Brosnan was charming and good-looking. Since he was set to play James Bond, it was both logical and a fantastic first impression. Throughout the evening, they enjoyed one another's company, danced, and felt a unique bond. They continued communicating via mail and conversation after that, even after returning home. Because Pierce was based in the United Kingdom and Keely in the United States, they were geographically separated. After deciding to live together, they made an effort to visit one another frequently. They cherish their family life and have 2 children together. Just as much as they value their careers, they put equal effort into their families. Together, their families now include Pierce's 2 children from a previous relationship. Their house is filled with love and support, perfect for their children's upbringing. The marriage between Pierce Brosnan and Keely Shea Smith is wonderful. It exemplifies the transformative power of love and dedication. Despite everything that has happened, they have remained steadfast in their commitment to one another and their families. Like the wonderful spouse he is, Pierce stayed with Keely while she was going through a bad patch, and Keely stayed with Pierce when he was going through a truly bad patch. They cherish their family life and have 2 children together. They value their families just as much as their careers. Together, their families now include Pierce's 2 children from a previous relationship. Their house is filled with love and support, perfect for their children's upbringing. The marriage between Pierce Brosnan and Keely Shea Smith is wonderful. It exemplifies the transformative power of love and dedication. Despite everything that has happened, they have remained steadfast in their commitment to one another and their families. When Pierce was going through a bad patch, Keely was there for him. However, Pierce was there for Keely when she needed him most. In an Instagram post from 2013, Pierce Brosnan declared his eternal love for Keely, referring to her as his North Star. In an interview he gave to Irish Central that same year, he echoed these sentiments, stating that Keely has always been supportive and understanding and that she pushed him to grieve Cassie's death. In his mind, she is constantly watching out for me, he says. Putting that aside, Keely Shea Smith has been forthright about her battle with obesity and her choice to get bariatric surgery. Keely has battled her weight for a long time. She is now a television producer and host. She decided to take action to enhance her health and wellness after publicly discussing her struggles with body image and self-esteem. The media and internet trolls started making cruel comments as soon as Keely and Pierce were spotted in public. The situation deteriorated at that point. There was a lot of speculation that Pierce Brosnan's wife should have bariatric surgery because of the striking contrast between her weight and his. Despite the backlash, Pierce has been there for his wife every step of the way as she battles to lose weight and has even confronted online bullies. He is quite proud of her for making an effort to better her health, and he has lauded her for her courage and resolve. As the trolls toiled away, Keely's selfless passion to her health shone through as she lost an astounding 100 pounds via strict dieting and vigorous exercise. Her unwavering resolve and persistence are evident in this remarkable change. Pierce and Keely's close relationship is further demonstrated. We can't help but believe that Pierce Brosnan devoted himself fully to his first wife, Cassandra, while she was sick, because of his steadfast support for his wife. Pierce remained at Cassandra's side when she was ill. Pierce was afraid to be apart from Cassandra when he accepted the job of Mr. Johnson, but her unselfish encouragement of his professional pursuits demonstrates her support for his aspirations. Pierce Brosnan has been lucky to have women in his life who are strong and supportive, and he has been kind to them. Keely Smith is still working on her journalism profession, while Pierce Brosnan is busy with a number of film projects. An uplifting tale of love and support. Theirs shows that when one person stands by another, they may do more than they could on their own. Their dedication to one another through thick and thin is inspiring, and they are a model of a caring and supporting relationship. Their friendship has only strengthened as they have overcome obstacles side by side. Pierce and Keely's love and respect for one another are strengthened by his public adulation of Keely's weight reduction quest. Cheers to Pierce Brosnan and Keely Smith, a real power couple whose love and strength have endured as they both keep working hard and encourage one another's dreams. Their love story is an example to many. We have a ways to go. Spending time with his wife, Keely Smith, is Pierce Brosnan's idea of an ideal day off, according to him. Just the other day, he had lunch with Keely after spending time in his studio painting and reading on the beach. They retrieved their adolescent son, Paris, from school later on, and they sipped champagne as they watched the sun go down, thinking back on the day. These are the most precious moments for Pierce, when he is with Keely. Pierce and Keely like going to Hollywood events every once in a while, but they also love spending peaceful days together. At the GQ Men of the Year celebration in November 2022, they were seen together. The blue velvet suit jacket that Pierce wore made him appear sharp, while the lace skirt and black blazer that Keely wore made her look sophisticated. Enjoying one another's company in the glitz of the event, the pair strolled hand in hand along the red carpet. At the same time, Keely is now more concerned with creating. The documentary Women of the White Buffalo, which focuses on the experiences of Native American women in South Dakota during the colonial era, was co-produced by her in 2022. An indication of Keely's dedication to using her platform to discuss significant social concerns is her engagement in this effort. Pierce Brosnan was the object of Keely Smith's glowing praise in an interview with People. He was generous, warm, and kind-hearted, according to her description of him. Additionally, the pair divulged some of their strategies for a long and fruitful marriage. Brosnan claims that it entails actually loving and getting along with one another while solving difficulties together every day, year after year. The fact that they are closest friends is crucial to their relationship, Keely said. Pierce Brosnan wore his real wedding band and a watch that Keely had given him in the film Black Adam. Keely was deeply touched by the gesture and expressed her love for Pierce, expressing her gratitude that he brought his wedding band to the movie set. He elaborated on his choice, telling Entertainment Tonight that he believed it was fitting for his role. His on-screen persona is a formidable sorcerer from the DC Comics universe. In addition, Brosnan brought up the fact that his character, Black Adam, was supposedly much more powerful than his wife, Enza. Pierce and Keely still make time for each other a top priority, despite their hectic work schedules. Painting, reading, and just spending time together is usually their notion of a perfect day. They sometimes display their appreciation for the glamour and excitement of the profession by attending events together in Hollywood. Pierce was joined by Keely and his mother May in celebrating his 70th birthday in May 2023. At Nobu in Malibu, California, the trio had a delightful evening meal. Later, as a romantic gesture, Pierce sent Keely 60 flowers as a surprise for her 60th birthday. Pierce was honored by the U.S.-Ireland Alliance for his outstanding contributions to cinema at the Oscar Wilde Awards in Los Angeles in March 2024, and Keely was there to support him. They were the epitome of class as they strolled the red carpet hand in hand. Keely wowed in a black sequined gown decorated with a sheer cape, while Pierce reminisced about his days as James Bond with a sharp black suit and bow tie. So, were you following Keely's weight reduction journey while it made headlines? And what are your thoughts on her remarkable transformation? Please inform us in the space provided. It means a lot that you stuck around to the very end of this video. Please come back for the next one, and we hope you had fun viewing this one. Please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. See you later.